All right, guys. So in the last video, we talked about things that they don't tell you about bankruptcy. I've done a video about how to get a bankruptcy removed. And in this video, we're going to talk about better understanding what bankruptcy is. Now, I'm making these videos. I'm not a lawyer. These are for entertainment purposes only. But there's been a lot of people that have been struggling and have been reaching out to me about my opinion on bankruptcy. What do they need to know about bankruptcy? And so I'm making it for all of my diehard viewers and for all my new viewers. If you're watching this channel, smash that subscribe button and smash that like button. Also, be sure to check out all the playlists because there's going to be an entire bankruptcy playlist, but then there's also, once you go through bankruptcy or you choose not to go through bankruptcy, we need to deal with your credit. We need to repair it. And there's credit repair videos, there's financial literacy videos, and then there's, once you get that all repaired, there's the best credit cards, business credit cards, credit unions, all that, okay? So I have a ton of financial literacy videos on this channel to help you while you're going through bankruptcy or if you choose not to go through bankruptcy. I get nothing out of you going through bankruptcy, and I want to kind of spread some light on it because when I was doing research on it, I learned and gathered a lot of information, and I put myself in the situation of if I was going through bankruptcy, how would I feel? How would I be judged? How would I be looked at? And one of the things that I thought about was, number one, it's not because you're poor that you're going through bankruptcy. And it's not just for people to feel ashamed about it. Bankruptcy is actually a way to protect you as a citizen from having wages garnished, assets taken from them. So it's really a legal procedure to protect you or to restructure what's going on in your life. And so it's not the best option, but it is an option if you're facing some serious things. But I wanted to kind of like clear the air is if somebody went through bankruptcy, it's not because they're a bad person, and it's not because they're poor, and it's not because they were irresponsible with their finances. There's a thing called health, medical bills. There's a thing called life hits you. There's a thing called a pandemic. There's a thing called a lot of different things. And I don't have children, and so I don't have that burden and that blessing. But let's be honest, children are expensive. I'm not married, so I don't have that burden. I'm a single guy right now, right? So the thing is I don't have these burdens that most Americans have. And I recognize that, and I realize that. And I try to put myself in a real situation where I consider that and how you guys would be feeling that are watching this video, trying to get a better understanding of, is bankruptcy right for me or is it wrong for me? And I hope that through this video, we can really spread some light on some things to think about. So before you call that attorney to start that proceeding of bankruptcy, you can get some better understanding. And then you can also read the comment section below to get some more insight on people that have been through it or are going through it. If you are going through it, if you have been through it, or if you've considered it, or if you have any information to give about it at all, please comment in the comment section below because you could be the answer to somebody's question, all right? Basically, what bankruptcy is this asset protection, okay? There's a chapter 7 and there's a chapter 13, and there's many other chapters, and you can consult an attorney on this, but the two main ones are the 7 and the 13. The 7 is a clear slate. It's we're gonna wipe it all out. It's basically you saying, hey, judge, I can't pay for this. I have no means to pay for this, and so I want to completely wipe this off of my entire report. And that's chapter 7, okay? Then there's the chapter 13, where that's going to be basically a restructuring where you'll be making payments every single month, okay, for about 3 to 5 years. But the bankruptcy can stay on your report from 10 to 7 years, okay? So make sure you check out my last video about what they don't tell you about bankruptcy, okay? Because there's a lot of things I break down, and we had a great conversation on that video. So make sure you check out that entire playlist. But 7, wiping out the debt, and then 7 is you're doing a payment plan. It's basically a restructuring. And so you hear a lot of people say 7 or 13. That's what they're talking about right there. And here's the thing for me. I would say the only time that you should really be considering bankruptcy is if they're garnishing your wages. or they're suing you and threatening to take your assets from you, bankruptcy should only be for asset protection, in my opinion. Okay, an attorney could tell you otherwise. I'm not an attorney, but also consider that attorneys are trying to sell you something. Okay, if you want to get one, go for it. You want the bankruptcy, go for it. But there's other ways, people, and I talk about that in my other video. There's a thing called debt validation. There's a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different strategies on how to remove negatives from your credit report so you're not having to pay for these things. And it's not for you to avoid the debt. It's just for you to help get some breathing room. People that want you to be in debt don't give a crap about you. Otherwise, they wouldn't charge you for the debt. They give you the credit card with a high interest rate, hoping that you get stuck in a spiral where you pay them a ton of money, right? It's not really practical business. Credit's not going anywhere, right? So I happen to be a Christian, okay? A lot of Christians will say, don't get in debt. A lot of Christians will say, don't use credit cards, okay? And I would argue with them all day, and I would go toe-to-toe with Dave Ramsey all day, and I would say, hey, that's not really practical in today's world. It's here. You might as well know how to use it and leverage it, regardless of what your faith affiliation is, because everybody that is wealthy is leveraging debt. They're not paying cash with stuff. They got foundations, they're leveraging debt. And so there's a whole game to this, and you only win if you know the rules and know how to play it. And so that's why I try to give back on this channel as much as I can. So binge watch the videos on the playlist. You guys can learn a lot. So bankruptcy, it's asset protection. When should you do it? In my opinion, you should only do it if they're garnishing your wages. They're gonna garnish your wages, or they're gonna take your assets. Okay, that's the only time I would play in a bankruptcy world. Okay, it's not the end of the world if you've got it. Every single day, there's new companies, fintechs that deal with people with bankruptcies. You're gonna get offers to get new credit lines, things like that. The only problem is you're gonna have that on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. You're not gonna qualify for certain programs. You're not gonna qualify for a lot of the best credit cards. You're gonna be paying high interest on car loans and horrible interest rates on loans for mortgages and things like that. But it's not the end of the world, okay? And it's not because you're poor, and it's not because you're a bad person. You just got a situation where you're over your head and you're drowning and you don't know what to do. And so a lot of people think first thing is, well, I'll just file bankruptcy. Well, the thing is you don't have to file bankruptcy in most situations. And I'm trying to give you guys hope here. And hopefully this video and my playlist can lead you into watching other videos on bankruptcy and then help you make an informed decision for you. And then if you want to go through with it, you got a clean slate. You're just going to have to deal with the consequences of it. All right? Protect yourself from lawsuits. That's what this is about. But you can get funding after bankruptcy. And like I said, there's more options coming all the time. So like I said, that's a little bit what I wanted to spread light on. You're not a bad person. There is hope for you. It's what you don't know that's killing you. So don't just jump right into the bankruptcy attorney's office. Do your research. If it's right for you, go for it. And if it's right for you, then you can even try to fight it when you want to go through it. There's a lot of ways to remove bankruptcy. I was researching it. There really is. And get that bad boy removed, and then boom, you're back in business, right? So play the game, win the game. I'm not advocating people getting a ton of debt they can't pay for. That's your business. Your morality is your business. My job here is just to give you entertainment information so you can do what you want to do with it. That's the Radical Marketer, okay? And I know some people don't like that, but the bottom line is you YouTube the video about education. I'm trying to give you as much education as I can about the topic. So if you've been through a bankruptcy, if you're going through a bankruptcy, if you're considering a bankruptcy, write comments down. If you're an attorney with bankruptcy, hey, definitely put your contact information down in the comment section below. I will be doing some more videos. They will not be on bankruptcy in the next couple days. We'll come back to bankruptcy down the road, but definitely check out the playlist because I got some videos already out about that, and hopefully that helps you.